putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
Oh, Alex. I love Alex.
Another episode of the Juan on Balls podcast. I'm your host, Juan, as always, and I am joined by the one and only.
Hold up. Did you change your hat?
I did, yes.
What the? You had the one. It was like perfect. It was like the one.
I
Juan.
It's because I just didn't like the way it looked, so I had to switch
it's the aesthetics.
Nicolas Cage didn't approve, so we had to fucking... So
I like that you have his cutout and you have the head next to your head.
It was part of the purchase, dude. It was a 2-for-1.
I'm good, man. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm just hanging out, dude. This is my second podcast of the day. So
hell yeah.
I just been podcasting it out. It's all, like I said, does a conversation really happen if it's not on a podcast? It doesn't, because it needs to be on a fucking podcast. Dude, I'll every time I'm talking to somebody, I'm like, man, I wish I could fucking record this shit right now.
You just bring out the on the go kit that you have, and you're like, hey, hold on, bro, hold on.
But here's the thing, dude.
All right, let's record.
I'm trying to step up the quality of things, right? So I have a new setup going on. I got the
the new mic. I like the new mic.
Got the new mic
more
going
official.
On.
I like it.
Dude, I did the episode where I used the new setup comes out on Monday, and it sounds so fucking crispy, dog. That's
what happens, bro. When you upgrade, it's like, oh, damn. Oh, okay. This is what that sounds like. All right. I like it. So that's cool, bro. It's funny. I wanted to bring up earlier. You brought up Alex Jones there to cue us in, and he was on one of the podcasts I listened to called Friday Night Tights. It's all about like movies and entertainment and stuff. It was funny because like other people from YouTube were like, guys, don't have him on, please. This will do horrible for your channel, blah, blah, blah. Bro, as soon as he went on, anything and everything that you thought he would have done, like he could do on that podcast, he did. It was hilarious. It was nothing but like 40 minutes of just nonstop Alex Jones just, talking it out and ranting and doing all that.
When did that come out?
That happened like last week, I want to say, like a week and a half ago now. And it was so funny, bro. Like he just went on talking about oh, it's just like this theory about the such and such and the this and that, bro. Like he was nonstop. He just started talking, and like the other 9 people on that panel couldn't say. Friday Night Tights. It's on YouTube. They're more like video form, but you could listen to it on audio. But it was so funny.
Because I've heard him on Flagrant too. Have you heard him on there?
I have not heard him on there. No.
That's Andrew. I think it's Andrew Schultz, his podcast.
Mm-hmm.
They're fucking hilarious. And when he goes on there, dude, he is so funny, dude, because... And here's the thing about Alex Jones, right?
Uh-huh.
A lot of the shit he says is crazy. Is wild. Right?
Wild.
I don't like them putting chemicals in the water that turn the friggin' frogs gay.
That came, dude, check this out. That came from a supposed bomb that the U.S. had they were dropping on people, and it was turning them gay. That's a conspiracy, bro.
How long ago did he say that? Do you remember how long ago that was?
Not right off the top of my head, but a long time ago.
But that was some time ago, yeah.
And it turned out it was true. Right. The chemicals that they were, it was making the frogs mate with it was turning them gay. That's the thing. So he wasn't. But
as outlandish as some of his claims could be, some of the stuff has happened. He hasn't been wrong 100%. That's the thing. Like people like to bash on him on the shit that he got wrong, but some of the stuff, it's not all wrong. But again, what I love,
it's the presentation. It's like a Trump, right? He's not.
Yeah, like you hate hearing what he says, but there's one or two things that you're gonna hear that you're like, oh, wait a minute, oh, hold on, right? I'll get back to that in a bit now that you mentioned that. But what's so funny about Alex Jones is that one of his like one of the people on that panel from that podcast has a friend that works with like the InfoWars like setup and whatnot, right? And he shared a story where he was like, my friend was telling me they all went to like do like a press junket of some kind or whatever, and they were in a van, and Alex Jones he's like, hey, let me drive the van. And they're like, all right, cool. For 30 minutes, the whole drive to the place, he did not say one word. He didn't utter a single word until they got there. And he's like, he parks the car, right? He parks the van, and he's just like, we're going to beat him. We're going to beat the globalist.
You think that's a character he puts on, dude?
Bro, I think it's like he's done this for so long. that there's no way he cannot be that character. Could you imagine Alex Jones on in the dating scene? You know, like how does he sit down with someone and try to find that connection? He's like, so what do you believe in the reptiles? You ever heard of this theory? What's your thoughts on Hillary Clinton? Come on, tell me. I'm like, dude,
that's the thing about
I swear, bro.
diving down all these rabbit holes.
Yeah, dude.
I've been meaning to ask you, you believe in aliens, bro?
Bro, absolutely. There's shit out there. Are you kidding me? Like, how many times have I been on this podcast that we've discussed shit that's out there that
have we talked about aliens? I don't think we have.
Like straight up alien talk? I don't think fully. No.
I think we always talk about shit, but we don't talk.
We always talk about anything. Yeah.
We talk about the failed experiment that the human race is, but we don't talk about. Hey, what do you think about Bigfoot? Do you think Bigfoot is an actual thing, or do you think he's like a figment of
you
some
think
people's
Bigfoot is
imagination?
more of a possibility than aliens, though, or do you think both have existed?
That's a very good question.
Or do you think they're one and the same? Possibly.
Damn, bro, that's deep.
And no, folks, I do not smoke nor take any type of or consume any type of recreational drug.
How's your third nipple doing, bro? Like, does the third nipple come in after the second shot, like on the third month? Or
well, apparently we don't need the third dose now. I guess they backpedaled on that. Apparently they're like, oh no,
these
it's only
people
for the older
flop
people.
more than Magic Carp. That's how much they flop.
Man.
Because one day they say one thing, the next day they said that it's safe for
it's so weird. It's so weird. Like then people wonder why everyone's not on the same page with this shit. Like,
and you're
ridiculous.
You're a movie guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know the movies they made about this shit.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They'll start with hey, take this.
I think there's a movie. Good. So the silver lining on all of this, if we can take something from the darkness, right?
Right.
Check this out. This is serious shit, bro.
Uh-huh.
The one thing we could take from this is the one good news that gives me hope for mankind.
Okay.
That really drives me every single day, and is just it's the pinnacle of hope.
Right.
Nicolas Cage is not retiring ever.
Eventually, we'll get the solution to all this, right? Because he'll make a movie in his endless repertoire of movies that he has
here's
yet
the
to
thing,
make.
dude. What I was going to say was he's making a movie that's going to be like, I don't know if it's him. I'm pretty sure it's him. It's going to be almost like a I Am Legend, but with fucking Nicolas Cage.
Holy
I think.
crap.
I may be wrong on that. Let me double check. But it was like one of his new projects coming out.
That's kind of like an apocalypse type of thing.
Yeah, he has a dog.
Uh-huh.
Unless it was another actor that I'm mistaking him with. But it was, I think it might have been another actor.
Oh, but it's something recent then, right? Or is it coming out now? Do you think is it coming out later this year? Or?
Yeah, it's coming out now, but it's not him. It's somebody else. I think.
Okay.
I'll look it up later. Anyways, it's. Have you seen Pig yet?
I have not. I am slacking, bro.
Dude.
I am slacking.
So I watched Pig, and I'm in the middle of Prisoners of Ghostland, right?
Okay.
Or Ghostland Prisoners, whatever the movie is. It's as ridiculous as you would think it is. It's fucking ridiculous, bro. It is the most.
But here's the question: does it like go off the deep end?
Okay,
when you
let
watch
me just tell you
one
small spoiler alert.
Okay.
All right, one small spoiler. Nicolas Cage's balls explode.
You know what?
I swear
that is worth
the
full admission, a full ticket admission to watch one of his movies, bro. It's a shame that not like his movies don't all go to theaters, because my God, the amount of money I would pay to see that shit.
His balls explode. That's all I gotta say. That's as ridiculous as you're gonna fucking.
That's all you gotta say. That is all you gotta say, bro.
I'm like a prickly pear.
Oh, I love it. I love it.
So, can we talk about how they replaced what's his name, Ryan Fishburne?
Lawrence Fishburne?
I'm sorry, Lawrence Fishburne from The
I was
Matrix.
like, who's Ryan, bro?
No, my bad, bro.
You're good.
The
You're good.
black
You're all right.
guy from fucking The Matrix. How they replaced him
so
with
you
another
saw the
black...
trailer. You saw the trailer.
Yeah, 100%. They just replaced him with another bald black guy. That's racist as fuck.
I need I need your all right. Tell me, what did you think of that trailer? Because I know you're a big like Matrix fan, not just so much the movie, but like the stuff it talks about, the themes, the whole simulation thing, right? Like how do you feel about like what you saw in this trailer?
Well, the my number one question was always, right, when it comes to these movies with a lot of movies in the series, such as Star Wars, always, most of the time, I mean, my favorite Star Wars movie was Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
Right? Because of the visuals and just the setting and all that stuff, right? I felt it was really well done. The beginning, you know, when they're fighting in the all that shit, I love it, right? And I can watch that movie 3 million times. My whole thing with The Matrix was, where could they go after the third movie? Because, spoiler alert, we haven't seen this fucking movie, asshole.
It's been out for 20 years.
Yeah, he dies, right? It's like he sacrifices himself. He's almost Neo, the one, right? The Gnostic Christ that sacrifices himself to the greater good, right? To the system.
Right.
And it's, to calm the demiurge or whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. And you said, what the fuck? There's no way. What could they possibly do? They left it for the imagination. Hey, at the end, he sacrifices himself. What comes? He's dead.
So
what I loved about it was that the premise of how they're starting it. Hey, I'm having these crazy dreams.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah,
that's fucking amazing.
yeah. So so for like those that have wondered about the end of the third movie and what a lot of people miss, because I missed this and I just found this out recently. At the end of the third movie, when he sacrifices himself, the little girl that's there with like the Oracle or whoever it is that survives with her, she goes, look what I created, you know, for Neo or whatever, right? The thing that people miss out on is when the simulation kind of kicks in, when the Matrix kicks in, it actually reboots itself. So it takes away the green tint. You know how the Matrix was famous for the whole green tint for the simulation and whatnot? When this kicks in, everything is more colorful. And I just noticed this because when I saw the trailer, I was thrown off by the cinematography because I was like, why is this so colorful? Why does all the colors look all saturated, right? Yeah. But when you look back at the third movie, at the end, they take away the green tint and everything is more colorful. That's when you see that ending sunset or whatever, everything looks like it's brand new. That's because now we're at the 7th iteration of the Matrix. So what the theories is that, like, the theory is that Neo pretty much now in this version of the Matrix, he's taken down even deeper. So he's underneath another layer of the Matrix.
Oh shit.
So what's cool is that, and you can, like, if you blink you'll miss it, but there's a part where they fire like an RPG round or something like that, right? Like a missile, and it's going through a projector screen. And when you look at the projector screen on that tear, what's being projected on there is the scene where Neo is, after he touches the mirror, before he enters the Matrix or whatever, or gets out of the Matrix, is when the glass is like right there by his chin, like about to get inside him. That is on there. So people are speculating that because of what has been revealed in the trailer, it's a possibility that people don't break away from that layer of the Matrix, because in that version, they play off the events of the first 3 movies as if it was media itself, to play on the whole thing of like simulations, right? Because
wait, what?
Yeah. It sounds
where the
just
fuck are you reading this shit on Reddit?
Bro, it's just, whether it's Reddit, YouTube, people that analyze this shit. Like,
you know more about conspiracies than I do, motherfucker.
But it's interesting because, like, it plays on that whole narrative of, like, how deep in the simulation are you, right? Like, how did we know that Neo was truly out of the Matrix if he was still able to use his powers when he was in the real world, right? And it's like, is that actually true? Is that actually, like, him using his powers? Well, it is. But we never got answers to that question. So I feel like this movie, while it's going to play with that just a little bit, I do not have the greatest hopes for it because there's a part of me that I'm like, okay, I hope they don't do the whole like, oh, Trinity's the actual one, or you know what I'm saying? Like the chosen
Like a
one's not
plot
you, now
twist?
it's me. Like a
Yeah.
plot twist just for the sake of a plot twist. Because I feel like the
But doesn't
Trinity
he meet
character,
people and he's like, where do I know you from?
yes.
Right?
So they're
Yeah.
saying that connection that he has with Trinity because he has shared that love, and that's that person that's important to
I'm
Neo.
trying to fuck.
Yeah, that's like the whole key for them surviving the Matrix or getting out or whatever this movie's gonna plan to do. Like, I hope this is a one and done because I really don't want it to like go into like a new trilogy or something.
Well,
but
they're gonna milk it.
they gotta milk it. Yeah,
And here's the thing, dude. And I say this shit a lot on my podcast. Here's the thing.
yeah.
I was talking to somebody about this actually, where I don't believe that we're going to have the nuggets of, and I don't like the word woke, but you know what I mean? Like these esoteric, because the original one came out when the late 90s.
I think it was 1999.
Right? Late 90s,
Yeah.
early 2000s.
Yeah.
Times were different. And
Anti-Authority and all that with like
Yeah.
Fight Club and different movies
yeah,
like that.
yeah, right. These psychedelic movies where it's every time I watch Fight Club, I'm always blown away. I go, no fucking way.
Yeah.
Every time. And it's just like The Matrix, like, what? Are you serious? Because they're these thought-provoking movies that I don't believe people in today's society are able to handle that type of
they're not.
material.
No.
They're too how do I say that? They're too shielded, right? From being able to think, well, I'm non-binary, right? I'm a trans-vax person. I'm actually not vaccinated, but I identify as a person who is vaccinated, right? So,
Right.
so when these people don't even know who the fuck they are themselves, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to bash me for talking about the LGBTQ, I've had people from the LGBTQ community on my podcast, so fuck off. And I'm brown too, so. So if these people aren't even able to identify themselves, right? As themselves, what makes you think they're able to look deeper into these questions that are being asked? And the whole premise behind the whole simulation aspect of everything, and this is a podcast I'm gonna be doing. I'm reading the book that Neo opens up in the first movie where he has like the little cassettes in it.
It was like Simulacra and Simulation, something like that.
It's the book that I got, the Simulacra and Simulation.
Yeah.
And it's by John
Baudrillard. I think it's like Baudrillard. I always have a
Baudrillard,
difficult time. Yeah.
Yeah, me
Baudrillard,
too, bro. It's whatever. Some fucking guy. I call him
It's
ball
French.
driller.
He's a French guy.
I call him ball driller. He fucking drills
driller.
balls. So the whole premise behind that is that we live and again I am a victim to the system, just how everybody else is. Just because I speak about this shit doesn't mean I don't believe it. But the whole premise is that we live in this what he calls the hyper reality, the hyper real. And it's the real world, except it's augmented. An example that I can give you is something that we all use. We use Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
It's a map.
Yeah.
But it's gotten to the point where when are you able to distinguish what the map is from the real place? And by hyper real is the augmentation of these roads through, for example, when you go on Google Earth, you can see the names of the streets on there. You can see how far away it is.
You even have a 3D view.
Everything. Yeah. It's more real than the actual place itself. Because when you go there, it's like, what the fuck? Where am I? I don't see the name of the street. It's like, well, the map. The issue is when the map becomes the empire. Is the whole thing. When the map when they draw such a detailed map, and that becomes the empire, that's when you have a problem. And that's what we see nowadays, bro. I wanted to, and to lead into this Black Mirror-esque thing that life has become and the world has become now under fucking.
So you go ahead and you stack spaghetti sauce.
Stack the spaghetti sauce, and you know all that shit. The Black Mirror episode that we're in. Check this out, dude. I want to bring up this article. It's by Yahoo News, right? Fucking reptiles. It says Metaverse raises scary question on surveillance of users. Ex-Google executive says So I was like, what? And the first paragraph on this article is Fox is set to premiere a singing competition show called Alter Ego, in which contestants perform not as themselves, but as a digitally rendered avatar. What the fuck is that, bro?
My question is, who's going to be watching that?
But
I'm sorry.
Again,
but
this is
but it's weird. But it's really weird.
What episode of Black Mirror is this? Is Miley Cyrus going to come out on here as well? And I don't know.
It's just so, like, I don't know, man. When it comes to stuff like that, like, I agree. It's really trippy and it's really weird because you're like, what the hell is going on here, right? And I think that's how they get you, because it's like, hey, nothing weird over here. By the way, you could totally be your own avatar now. Like, this is like some Ready Player One shit that we're going to go into at some point.
Some Avatar shit, bro.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
what's the whole thing with Avatar?
You're going to put your whole essence, your whole body into a different thing and live your life out. I mean, in many ways, that's how social media is now, right? Like, in many ways, that's taken that step because people will like to put people like themselves as or act as a personality that they're not.
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? And it's like it's a whole other form of acting because
it's
like
the hyper reality, this augmentation of the real world, and you see that all the time, especially with social media.
Yeah,
you see people flexing shit that they don't have or this image that they want to become.
Yeah.
Why? Because at the end of the day, we are filled and we find fulfillment with empty symbols at the end of the day. Just because you have a picture of Jesus Christ doesn't make it Jesus Christ. But to some people, that's sacred. You can't desecrate. You know what I mean? You can't.
I mean, especially if it's a white Jesus, because you know we gotta break it out to some people.
What was it? There was a thing where it was racist.
I shared a video where it was like, what's the one thing that is not real in the Bible that people actually believe? And then the other person goes, white people. I was like, damn.
But that's so. All religion, bro. All religion.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's all just a narrative fallacy for people to be able to understand where certain things came from. And again, I'm not if you're
I think it's also in terms of like trying to preach and practice stuff that like and be a little judgmental. I don't want to say all of them do, because I've known a few that have helped people out and people that go to it that's non-toxic or whatnot, but it's like a good percentage of them, whether it's just for greed or getting money out of people or whatever, it's like the whole judgmental aspect of it is something that really grinds my gears. Like, if you were to tell me or say something to me and say, hey, such and such way that you do something is sinful or whatever, it's like, bro, number one, you don't know a thing about me, nor do you, like, you don't know what exactly I would do in that situation. So stop trying to preach your thing to me. You know what I'm saying?
It's all psychological, bro.
That too. That's why I feel bad for some people, because it's like they take it in like word for word and think that that's the actual way, where it's like, bro, if we were to educate ourselves and not only just one religion, but various cultures of different religions and different things. I mean, shoot, you probably know yourself, bro. Like, you probably know more than I do of like different like religious practices, different cultural rituals and different things that people in different cultures have believed in, that it's like, bro, it's like the thing that they believe at the end of the day compared to how other people believed in such a, you know, higher being or higher power, it's like remarkably different, but the way they went about it, right? But at the end of the day, it was always something in common, something for a higher power, something for something bigger, a bigger purpose.
It's a narrative fallacy, and it's a confirmation bias as well, because people... Right? Like Bigfoot. I want Bigfoot to be real. I want aliens to be real.
Yeah.
So if I go somewhere and I see something in the sky or something in the woods, like, oh, Occam's razor. No, it was fucking Bigfoot. It's like, no. It was just a bear, or it was just
a bear or something. It
was Bigfoot. Nope. It was fucking Bigfoot, you know? And at the end of the day, I've always said that just with what's happening right now in the world, without saying what's happening, the whole premise, this is a new market. Right. Mm-hmm. This is a new market where, and I want to correct something that I've said on the podcast before that's incorrect. I've always talked about how there's no more insulin producing factories here in the States. There's 3 companies that monopolize the entire insulin industry. Check this out, bro. The U.S., this is how fucked up and crazy this is. And insulin is expensive, bro.
Yeah,
Insulin is super expensive, and it's super cheap to produce. But here's the thing. The U.S. accounts for 15% of the global supply of insulin.
Right.
But they make up 50% of the revenue for the industry. How the fuck is that allowed? How messed up is that? Where they only produce 15% of the insulin in the world, but they make up for 50% of the revenue. And there's only 3 companies under patent.
Yeah.
And there's no generic brand insulin. No, it's all the same.
No, it's all the same.
Why? Because these 3 companies have come together and they're just, again, it's a monopoly. And last time I checked, that's fucking illegal. But
who allowed it to happen? That's the other thing.
Lizards, bro. They made the system. They made
go.
the system so they know how to play the system.
Yeah.
Mark Zuckerberg's salary, bro, is $1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? One fucking dollar. Guess how much income tax he pays? Nothing. Why? Because his salary is $1. Yeah. But the company gives him benefits, gives him stock options, lets him, use things for company expenses. Why? Because
there's a way to play the system. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've noticed this, but I feel that Jeff Bezos came out of nowhere.
You think so?
Like out of left field for some reason.
Oh,
and I don't know, maybe I was too small to understand that he was up and coming, but I feel like he just, who's his family? Who's his mom? Who's his dad?
The way they play off the whole Amazon thing, like, to think about it, like back in the day, especially when we were younger, I knew of Amazon, but it was only like a bookstore, right? Audiobook thing. Like, it wasn't that big, but it's like out of nowhere, it was just boom, and then it started growing and nonstop, and now we're here, and it's like, shit, really? Like, because I always thought it was the whole, like, you find that little opening in whatever market that you're in, and you take advantage of it, right? Like Netflix took advantage of we're gonna do streaming services now, right? And now Amazon is like, we're going to take care of all the other goods. You don't even have to leave your house now. Just order it from home. So it's like everyone's trying. I think it's the funniest thing because I forgot which comedian said it, but he wasn't American. He just goes, the thing you got to love about America is that they just dumb everything down. They call it an innovation when they dumb everything down. So it's like, yeah, like now you don't have to leave anymore. You don't have to do this anymore. You can just stay at home and get all your goods and all your products. It's like, why even go out and exercise? Why even go? Just do it at home. Just order it. But it's just so out of left field. Just like you said, it's so weird. And when you question it, you just get the quick answers like, yeah, no, he was successful. He was great. And you're like, I don't know, man. It sounds kind of weird. Something doesn't make sense here. To go on to what you were saying about the 3 companies that handle all the insulin and reap all those benefits and stuff, like it's something that reminds me, especially in like the housing market, right? And like how rent has gone up, and like how many people own, rich people, like own a bunch of properties, and they just keep putting the price up, jacking up those prices, and people even in low income housings are like, I have a friend that they just raised his rent like twice now, and it's like, bro, at what point am I still considered low income? Because then if they say I make too much money, then I can't even live here, but yet my rent keeps going up. So what the hell's going on? And it sucks because like many people, I bet millions of people around the country are under that same situation, bro. And these people just take advantage of that. And, I'll have people tell me like, well, that isn't fair. They should do something about it. I'm like, yeah, people should do something about it. But instead, we're taught to do the whole thing, which is just complain on social media, complain on this, complain on that. We're not even going through the appropriate channels. And even if you do, it's like, hey, like, I got to talk to you, like mayor, governor, whoever the hell you are. Yeah, just email me. I'll get back to you. Let me go back to my yacht and
they
just,
don't care about us.
They don't care. They don't care, bro. And that's the thing. It reminds me of like the debate for the 2020 election, where I always love bringing this out because it gets people to laugh. But when Biden was on Trump about his like income taxes or whatever, and he's like, you want to know something? You want to know who actually put that in motion? Who put that in the system? Who gave me the tools and who made the laws available for me to do that? him right there. That's what he did. I was laughing my ass off, bro. But it's true. It's true. He was part of the same system that allowed rich people to continue to get away with it. I just love how Trump says it because he's not going to back down from it, nor is it going to do any damage to him because he's got his following. It's like, yeah, he played the system, but who made it possible? The same people that have been part of the system for the last 30, 40, 50 years, you know? It's the shit that just keeps playing. And everyone, you know, we're just spokes on a wheel, bro. That wheel keeps turning. That wheel ain't stopping anytime soon, bro.
Do you know how many? Because that's the thing about Biden. I feel that he forgets that we can look shit up now. Because in George Orwell's 1984, where you have the Department of, I forgot what the fuck the name of it was. But anyways, essentially Big Brother, where they can change history in real time. And then they'll change it. They'll send the paperwork back up. Then they'll shred it, right? And they'll talk into the little mechanism, right? And they try to do that with Trump. They try to change that the definition of that one word where he was trying to use it to try to sound smart, and they changed the word just so he would be wrong. But a lot of people fail to the thing about politicians is, and I'm facing that right now where you don't know which side to believe, especially with the information that comes out about certain things, right?
Yeah.
I stand in the middle, right? I don't believe the left. I don't believe the right. Just hey, whatever. I mean, if it is what it is, because what's to say that information isn't botched, just how everything else is, right? We've already figured out that the system is flawed, and there's just it just so happens to be that this one information is trustworthy. No, it's not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And the whole thing with the presidency and these politicians, nobody cares about you. In the end of the day, how you're saying, just shoot me an email, right? All the House of Representatives, all these people, dude. Do you know how many months of
the year they actually work,
dude? Yeah, exactly. That's exactly. I was gonna say. Do you know how many vacation days they get?
Yeah.
And the amount of money that they make from being a public servant.
They were still getting money through this pandemic while other people were sent home with just a small unemployment check. Like, really, bro? Yet their salary stayed the same.
Have you seen how much 10 chicken wings are going for right now?
Bro.
It's like $21 last time I checked for 10 fucking wings, dog.
Yep.
10 wings. And I'm not saying this to bash the left or whatever. I don't give a fuck about any of them.
At this point, though, it's like you're saying, it's just one of those things that, like, I mean,
and
like,
you know how many racist laws the president has
are
passed?
Still and they're still in effect. I mean, even in the States, there's still things that make you go like, what?
Yeah, and again, people don't. I had a conversation with somebody the other day.
Yeah.
Super liberal. They don't know who Anthony Fauci is.
No
and
way.
These are the people who are voting for the people in power.
Man.
These are the people.
You didn't say that, bro. You didn't say that.
I shit you not. This happened in real life. I'm not
what
even
the hell
making
were they
this
doing?
shit up.
What the
That's
hell
what
were
I
they
said
doing the whole time?
They told me. They said no. It just I don't care about any of that stuff. So I just don't know who anybody. I said, but wait, but you vote. You're super vocal about your points on social media, but it's how Mike Tyson said. Social media has made people too comfortable because they don't get punched in the face enough, right? Because they
get punched in the face.
Everybody's a tough guy, right? It's how, and it's how Mike Tyson says, you have a plan until you get fucking punched in the face, right?
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, dude, Mike Tyson in his prime, was a fucking monster.
Yeah.
I love watching old videos of Mike Tyson fighting because you can see when everything like clicked and like switched. And there's a theory where they say that he was hypnotized the entire time that he was fighting in his youth until his coach passed away because his trainer was supposedly doing hypnosis on him. And that's why the first Mike was a very humble Mike, right? He would never talk. He'd always be like, yeah, I'll see you in the ring.
There's an awesome clip too of he was on like the Arsenio Hall show at one point, a talk show, right? And Muhammad Ali was there, right? And he's like, "Do you think you could take on Iron Mike?" And Muhammad Ali goes, he hits pretty tough, but I don't know, man. I'm kind of quick." And then Iron Mike just humbly says, "Like, no, I gotta say it right. without twisting my tongue, no more truer words have been said, but he's the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And I've never seen that clip, and I was like, holy shit, like, my respect for Mike Tyson went up even more, bro. I mean, I always consider him one of the best, but I was like, damn, I've never seen that.
When you watch his videos of like when he used to fight, bro.
Oh my God,
dude,
bro. He was an unstoppable force, bro.
This guy was a freak of nature, man. This guy was a freak of nature. And it's unfortunate that people lose, they let certain things and get in the way and they lose that spark.
That's why when it comes to that sport too, is just the prime years that you have are so limited, bro. They're so small.
I mean, imagine how many blows to the head you can take before you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Before you start winding down, exactly.
Yeah, look at even Muhammad Ali when Parkinson's, and doesn't the guy from Back to the Future have that?
He has Parkinson's, yeah. But he's gonna be in the next movie, so I mean.
Wait, they're really coming out with another one?
Yeah,
no
bro.
Way.
They're doing that one, and today I found out that they're remaking The Lost Boys.
Which one is that one?
That one's the one with the vampires, I believe. Yeah, I think it's the one with the vampires. I think it was done in the 80s, I want to say. Bro, they just keep remaking shit. They have nothing original.
Back to the Future 4? Has that been confirmed?
That's been confirmed. They already had a photo with Michael J. Fox, Christopher Lloyd, who's Doc Brown, and the one who played the mom. I always forget her name.
Oh my!
They're bringing them back. Yeah.
Oh, and they're doing like CGI on them too. You seen that?
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like they're doing all this stuff now where as much as it excites people, it's like me personally, bro. I'm like, dude, where's all the original shit? Like, we just keep bringing back all these things that it's like, what is there new to say with these IPs, right? Like, what are we doing here? Like,
dude, and that's, I was thinking about that last week sometime where I think about the Egyptians, about how they left the pyramids and all these ancient civilizations that left all these landmarks.
Up and left, yeah.
What are we going to leave? Like our century, or like what they're gonna find of us in the ruins of whatever's left after the Great War.
In all honesty, one of the best jokes I've heard from something like that, because now that you brought that up, unfortunately, like he passed away recently. Norm Macdonald, I love that comedian. He was hilarious.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's the joke that I want to share with you right now, where he goes, back in the day, they used to, take the picture with the thing that exploded, and they're just there for 6 hours like this and whatever. And it's like the 1980s or whatever. And I mean, the 1800s, and there's just one picture of a dude. Every dude had one picture back then. Can you imagine 50 years from now? Your great grandkids are just going to be like, hey, you want to come look at 100,000 photos of my great grandfather?
Oh yeah. I think I've heard that one.
Yeah, it's like as he's scrolling down, he goes like, I got every moment of his life journaled right here.
Yeah, it's like my stepmom posted 76 pictures today.
Oh my god.
On Facebook.
Bro.
So, and again.
Yeah. But that's the thing. It's like,
or imagine they find the arches of the like McDonald's. Like, what were these?
What were these places?
Some sort of temples.
I think that's what becomes such a joke on itself, because you start thinking like, what achievements do we leave behind besides, oh, this is where we live and this is what, you know what I mean? Because it's like the population just keeps growing. Where are the innovations truly at?
Even see here in Florida, bro, they're fucking building like.
Bro, they sent tourists to space. That's what they called it on the news, tourists in space. And I'm like, I want to go to fucking space. What the fuck? Right? It's like, oh, now I just need a big,
You're too poor, Danny.
You're too poor. You can't come up here. But this is innovation. How great is this? Isn't it incredible that the billionaires are going to space? It's like, the fuck? Why?
I love when they launched the SpaceX up.
Yeah.
And the astronauts were throwing shade at Jeff Bezos. They're like, well, we're well past 100 kilometers now. And it's like, oh, we're not going to be up there for 30 minutes. No, we're going to be up there for fucking 3 days. You know what I mean? Like Elon always has to outshine everybody.
Yeah,
like, my balls are the biggest here.
What's funny is that I think they threw shade at Bezos or something, because the NASA said like, oh, we were at this height, right? Is what Bezos said. And they're like, nah, the official height is this.
Yeah, it's like, you're not actually an astronaut. I was like, well, let's just give him an A for effort. Let's just give him his little astronaut wings. And then what I'm gonna add to the sound pad? The Jeff Bezos laugh. Yeah.
Oh yes, you got to.
You know what I mean? So,
dude.
Because what could you possibly need in outer space, bro? What could you possibly need? Like, what is out there that you need to be out there?
Why would you want to live on Mars, right? Why is the big destination Mars? What's out there?
Well, because it all comes down to they feel that we could survive there because there's oxygen there and there's evidence of water and all this bullshit. And it could be argued that maybe back then, there was some sort of civilization there. Have you seen? I love. Speaking that we talked about like confirmation bias earlier and stuff like that. I love looking. There's these guys, and I talk about conspiracies on the show, and I talk about
it's your show,
crazy things, right? But there's some conspiracies that I can't get behind. Like for example, the Earth being flat. If you think there's a lot of people who think I think that the Earth is flat. I don't think the Earth is flat. Okay.
I know you had somebody on though that you guys were discussing like.
Dude, I've had 2 people on. I've had Mark Sargent, which was on the Netflix documentary Behind the Curve. He was like the guy that was like going around or whatever.
Yeah.
He's been on my show, and then I've had this other guy on that people just absolutely hate, bro. People just when I posted on YouTube, it got like 120 views in a day, and like a bunch of comments of like people like, "Oh, this is fucking dumb," or other people like, "Oh,
look at this nut job or whatever." Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so the whole thing is some ideas I can't get behind. And what the fuck were we talking about?
There's some conspiracies that you just can't get behind.
Yeah, but who are we talking about?
The flat earther guy that you had on your show that got hate. You said one of them was on the documentary and the other one was
before that because I spaced out.
Oh, you're talking about the what is out there in Mars and stuff?
Oh yes. So the Mars. My bad. I go down these rabbit holes and I forget where I start. The Mars. They're called the Mars Anomaly Force or some shit like that, right? Some stupid shit. All right. And what they'll do is they'll take pictures from NASA that NASA uploads to the to that database that they have of all the pictures that the satellites and rovers take, and they'll try and find anomalies on them, and there'll be some like, oh, this looks like a person, or oh, this looks like a pyramid or like a floor, and it's just like rocks and stuff. And it's like, oh, look at this little animal in the corner. It's like looking at clouds. Well, I see, Princess Peach.
That looks like this. Yeah, exactly.
And you see Super Mario. Oh, that's what it is. And then on top of that, when you have that confirmation bias of like, I want this stuff to be real. Like, oh my God, that's what it is. Like, no, it's Occam's razor. It's like, no, it's the other. It's a rock, bro. I'm sorry to fucking burst your bubble. So just because, I talk about something and I bring it up doesn't mean I 100% believe like that's the thing and there's nothing else.
But you could believe a few things, right? Like saying these images are not what they seem to be, right? There could be a possibility of something.
I reserve the right to change my mind at any point in time because I'm not saying that my ideas are end all be all. There's obviously other things out there.
I mean, things keep evolving too as time goes on as well. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like whatever you thought could be real, there could be something there that you haven't caught on to or that the idea hasn't evolved to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Because investigations keep going, things keep on, revealing itself little by little. But it's interesting. It's funny you brought up that you have talked to like people that bring on the whole flat Earth theory. Have you caught anyone saying that? Yeah, we have lots of members around the world.
Around the globe. It's like, what the fuck did you say? Yeah, I seen a video of that recently. It was like this group around the globe. It's like, wait a minute, what a flat Earth group that has a bunch of members around the globe? And dude, again, that's the beautiful thing about living in the United States, where you can believe all this crazy shit
and not get punished for it.
Punished for it. They're still throwing gay people off of buildings and places.
Yeah, but what's crazy about that too is that even though we do have that, freedom of speech and all that stuff, it's that through the years, and people keep like failing to realize this, there's still laws and still things that they keep bringing up. They want to make these laws possible and these policies to, invade your privacy, invade,
see what's happening in Australia?
Your speech as well. Yeah. Keeping up with all that, bro. Oh my God. No.
But how much of it do you think is true? Because when I watch Australian news, they're just reporting back on shit about Biden. And
that's the thing is that you're not really going to know what's going on over there until you get a firsthand account, from other people and just the other shit that they've witnessed.
Try to get people from Australia to come on, but they won't come on.
They what's crazy about it too is that there was one thing I saw on Twitter, right? And this is, Twitter is its own cesspool. But what caught my attention was that apparently there was someone that said, oh, why does German have to sound like such shit sometimes, right? Somebody that I follow. And plot twist, right? They are actually German, but they got their account almost banned entirely. They got the tweet taken out, whatever.
Oh,
Twitter, yeah. And she shared what they sent her, and it said like, oh, Twitter due to like German laws or something. if there's something that's against Germans or something like that, something hateful speech or whatever, we have to take it down. I'm like, wow, bro. Like you can't even just say shit for saying shit.
That brings, and that'll push us into our next segment of the show. That comes to the whole argument of how much can you trust the AI, right? Talking about the Matrix, talking about you got movies like the Terminator. It's always this message of what I mean. Even in the Matrix, the message was AI took over, and then it had some other esoteric symbols in there. But at the end of the day, bro, how much can we trust the AI, right? Because they always the algorithm picked it up.
Yeah.
Well, until when? How far is this whole thing going to go? Is it going to be like iRobot where it would measure people's real time of survival ratio, like the percentage? Like, they're going to be able to decide if the AI pulls the plug or if you pull the plug? Like, how far are we going to push that?
It's in the same vein as in like those dating apps or something. If you want to take something as like dumbed down as that. You put your info, you put what you like, what your interests are.
I like ass, I like titties, and
you like all this stuff, and then they throw you into this pool of other candidates, right? And the other person on the other side is gonna look and see, oh, this is what we think is good for you. This is what we think is good for you, right? Regardless, majority of the time, the AI is wrong because the person just keeps swiping left, and it's like, whatever, I don't care for any of these. Yeah. But then what happens? It's just like you said, what happens until the AI gets something, and then that person's like, oh, and then they're gonna go, yeah, I like this one, I like that one, I like this one, I like that one. But associate that with everything nowadays, right? Because now it's much more of an AI dependent society than it is a physical dependent society, right? More on like the physical being, the physical person dealing with it. It's like, why would you call an office, go to the automated telephone line where a machine's just going to talk to you, right? All those options are available now. So what do you do with that person that works in the office? Boom, they're out of a job. You just saved yourself a whole, salary or a wage right there from paying someone to sit there. Instead, you have the automated AI to deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're moving slowly into that world where it happens. At McDonald's now, they have a personal like ATM type of thing where you just pay right there. You don't even need a cashier anymore. Why even go to a cashier? You could just order it and have it taken to you. DoorDash and Uber Eats. We're not sponsored by them, by the way. But anyways, just to bring those up. It's like you could do all that, and it's like a minimal human interaction now, right? Whereas, we're in pandemic times and people want to be safe or whatnot. But at the same time, I feel like this is accelerating that to a level that we've never seen before. Yeah. And people are not realizing that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're headed towards that singularity, right? And that's the one, dude, I have mixed feelings about Elon Musk. I want to love him. Because I feel
honestly, I don't think I can. Honestly.
Why not?
I just think that he belongs to that group in a certain way where even with the whole Dogecoin crap and all that other stuff, it's like he's playing with a lot of tools without realizing he's already part of that elite club. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the whole thing behind the simulation, right? Where when that guy is eating the steak in the Matrix, he's like, well, he's like, you do know that's fake, right? He's like, I don't care. It fucking tastes good, right?
Yeah.
When these people, these elites, these reptilians, right, they're at the level where the laws of reality, they're shooting into space, right? The laws of nature, a lot of them don't apply to them.
Yeah.
And you can take that either figuratively or literally, because they're probably messing with some of that, the dark arts type of shit. And I'm sure that they're dabbling in that. But the whole thing behind these elites is that they're so wealthy that this real life is a game to them. And when you know you're in Ready Player One, it's different versus the NPC or the other person who doesn't know that's to them that's their reality. When in actuality it's not. And that's what I feel about these guys, right? How you talk about Elon Musk manipulating the markets with Dogecoin and playing with people's livelihoods who have invested everything that they have into that to try and make it, and they take that chance only to lose it all because some billionaire, trillionaire fuck just is a troll is tweeting out some shit on Twitter.
Yeah, because then at the end of the day, they're like, yeah, well, we're not going to do this anymore. All right, peace. And then everyone's like, what the fuck? You just
yeah, it's like, oh, we're going to take Bitcoin. No, not anymore. And
yeah.
So my mixed feelings with him is that, so I can respect that, what you're saying. And I'm in the same boat where I don't think I can trust him, right? Mm-hmm. He's not, this is fine. He's not the Messiah we need, right? I'm going to start a new Elon, QAnon? I'm going to put Elon on. Like, I'm going to make my own. Where Elon Musk is going to be the Messiah. Dude, when he started the whole Dogecoin and Bitcoin thing, I was going to buy the Tesla truck. I had put my pre-order in. I was really going to buy it because I wanted to support Elon Musk and I was passionate about him. And until I started seeing what a piece of shit he really was. Yeah. And I canceled my Cybertruck order and everything. Like, that's how much it spoke to me, where I was like, man, I can't ignore what this fuck is doing. Yeah, exactly. So me, along with a bunch of other people, canceled our Cybertruck orders because fuck Elon Musk. Because he's playing the simulation. It's like, the Truman Show. He's making sure that people can't escape or whatever. He's the main guy.
Part of that. It's part of that thing where it's like, I get to mess with this, but you can't. You know what I mean? And it's like, really, bro? Like, it shouldn't really work that way. And I don't know, man. It's just. There's a thing I've always believed in, and I was taught this since I was young, and it's always pay attention to those that are wealthier than you, because they will act in a different demeanor, they will have a different behavior, and you'll find out more and more how little they actually care about everything else that doesn't revolve around them. Like
sociopaths.
Yeah. And it's crazy because it's like I've known people that really all they want to do is just go out and shop, even for shit that they don't need.
Consume. Dude, I'm the same way. I'll go on Amazon just to look for something to buy, bro.
Yeah.
Just and it happens. What the fuck? It just happens. What the fuck do I want to buy that I don't need that I can get on Amazon delivered to my door?
Yeah.
Because
it's super convenient. You don't have to go out, spend the whole day at an IKEA or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, you already take all those steps out of the way. And it's right there at your fingertips.
Who doesn't like going to IKEA, bro? Don't fucking talk to me about that. I love going to IKEA and just looking around.
Just looking at shit you don't want to buy.
Yeah. I hate building IKEA furniture. Like, my wife knows. I fucking despise building IKEA furniture.
Yeah.
So, Elon Musk, my whole thing with him was that it's scary how much he wants to give into the AI, speaking on the subject of AI.
Yeah.
Where he's like, oh, well, when he went on Joe Rogan, he's like, our thumbs aren't fast enough. So I want to put a computer in our brain. Like, what? He's like, why? Yeah, for the data transfer, right? We're like, he's like upgrading us as if we're some USB. Like the data download isn't what it needs to. It needs to be fiber optics. It can't be just regular. You know what I mean? Dial up.
Yeah.
Bro, you want to give in to the one very thing that even he said, or I don't know if it was him that said. Something releasing AI is like releasing a demon. I forget who said that. I think it was Elon Musk, actually. Let me look it up. But he wants to give in to the AI, which is what a lot of people say that is gonna do man in, which I believe it possibly could, because we're going places, dude, that we're not even supposed to be at. There's a reason why you can't breathe in space. It's because you're not supposed to fucking be there. There's a reason why you can't go to the bottom of the ocean, because you're not supposed to fucking be there.
Well, it's like I say, I think we should have been a lot more superior as not just the human race, but like also through technology. But because it gets weaponized all the time and monetized, there's a reason why we don't get there yet, right? We're supposed to be far superior in medicine, far superior for, education and all that, but we don't provide that. It's like, dude, all our technology now, it's just like you've said in the past, bro, when I've been on here, this is a supercomputer. This phone is a supercomputer. And why don't all the kids why don't all the kids have that at school, right? Why can't they use that as a tool? Oh no, because it's more for recreational purposes. We got to still, rely on the books and on everything else. And it's like, if there are easier methods to do this, why haven't they done so? Because they don't want to put the money in that. That's plain and simple. More money goes out in making things harder for us as a society,
and
for
keeping
the
people
ones
sick.
that keep them down, than it is to flourish as a society that can actually do better for itself.
So Elon Musk. This was by Elon Musk. Elon Musk, with artificial intelligence, we are summoning the demon. That was Elon Musk back in 2014, literally saying that we're summoning the AI, it's summoning the demon.
And what was that in reference to, though? Was that about the chips, or was that
No, about
something else?
technology. So AI, artificial intelligence.
So for him to come out and then say that about putting a chip on
it's
people,
then we're gonna connect ourselves to some sort of hive mind, so we can browse the internet by just sitting at our house like this, and just you can see it through your app. Some crazy ass shit, bro. That's scary, bro.
Yeah, it is.
And on top of that, you want to go to Mars and live on Mars? Who the fuck wants to live on Mars?
You want to leave us anyway, so what the fuck's the point, bro?
I think he's an alien that wants to get back home. I think he's the first richest or second richest man in the world, right? According to
something
the
like that. Yeah.
Because you can't tell me that some rich prince from Abu Dhabi or something like that isn't richer than Elon Musk. The guys you got to worry about, the guys that are not on the Forbes 100 list. Those are the guys you got to worry about.
Or like the rich Arabs, right? Like all the princes and all the shit. They don't give a shit. They just want to spend money and stuff and just have a good time. They don't care.
Why? Because they're in a virtual casino, bro, and they know they're part of a game, so they're going to milk it, and they're going to do things that you can't do because they created the system. That's like when somebody hacks an operating system. Yeah. It's like, oh, well, why can't I do the same? Because, when you're running Windows, you can't run Mac programs. Why? Because it's not part of the program.
It's not part of the program, yeah.
So there probably is some fucking guy sitting in some control room, the architect, who is watching us on the multiverse on 14 different computers and every different decision that we took within our lifetime. And we're just like some fucking... Dude, and all these ancient scriptures says that we're pretty much God's little experiment. He just created us to see how we would react.
It's a crazy ass experiment, bro.
Yeah. So we'll wrap it up there, dude.
I like it.
Because I like what we talked about today. Alex Jones, the Matrix, and just the nature of reality.
Just everything. Yeah, exactly.
Which is refreshing. So. One more time, or for the first time, I didn't ask you at the beginning. Can you give the people
where they can find me?
Yeah.
Find me everywhere at Daniel Rockstar. That's at Daniel RCKSTR. I've been doing a lot of Twitch lately, trying to get back on the grind for that. Trying to ramp up the podcast as well, so there'll be more info on that hopefully by the next time.
Are you gonna make a new one, or are you just gonna?
No, I kind of want to continue the old one. DudeWhatCoolPodcast. Actually, I've liked that name for so long that I'm like, it's so good, it's so good. But yeah, I wanna go all out with it. But yeah, that's the plans for right now. Like I said, Daniel Rockstar, and find me anywhere on any platform, and yeah, be looking forward to it.
Awesome, bro, and I appreciate you coming back on, and it's always fun. Whenever you want, just let me know. And
absolutely, bro. Thank you.